Quick service announcement time. Until the 29th of December, this channel is proudly sponsored by HelloFresh UK. You can get discounts on fresh recipes and meal kits delivered to your door. You can use the code down in the description at checkout or the link down there as well, and you'll get 50% off your first box and 35% off the 3 after. Well, it is amazing how much one man can change a season, because our director of football has been chasing good players most of the year. He's built us a wonderful squad. But when one exceptional player gets over the line, it can really change your fortunes. Let's go and see what I mean. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 37 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. We are back today for 2 massive games over the course of 3 days. Later, we face Weston Super Mare, the side directly below us and the only one competing on goal difference. However, first, we are at home to Hemel Hempstead Town, a side that are mid-table at the moment, but finished 3rd last year. We managed last year in our one club story, which I'll put in the eye above. And of course, offer a huge threat to our promotion chances. Yes, we're 9 points clear. Yes, we have bounced back in style until our last FA Trophy game you can see in the top right. But the most important thing is a signing. So if you're looking forward to meeting them, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let's go and get straight to it. The transfer screen has changed our season. We talked about it last time. I know we rotated for the cup and in the end it was disappointment. And the same happened last week in the FA Trophy, to be fair. But I want to focus on the league. We've got a big squad. We've got good players. And there is a new addition that is even better. He has stopped trying to sign now for the last few weeks. So I think that might be it. But I'm happy if that's it, because it's a very good team. The player who came in is the player who we were linked with in the last episode and he made an offer for. All of the players he's gone for of that quality this season, the winger, the centre midfielder Bragg earlier in the year, they all rejected us. But James Kroll, 26th of October, has joined the club. 5 goals in 5 National League games. At 22, he's better than Alfie Lloyd as a striker. And with him, Alfie Lloyd, Yacine Touré and Luther, the other new signing, we have got some quality attacking pros. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how he develops, how many he scores, and how Alfie Lloyd adapts to the right wing. But that signing has made a massive difference. Just having options of high quality. Grego Cox, Etaluku, both starters last year, can't get in the team. Luther, the new signing, who we were excited about last episode, not even a regular if everyone's fit now. It's absolutely insane. Some brilliant additions, really good work from the director of football. And although it's led to a couple of problems, there's some players not getting much game time. They want to go out on loan. They've been put on the loan list, whatever. And Alfie Lloyd has said, in fairness, that he's not going to discuss terms at the end of his contract. So he's going to be going. I know it's half a year still, but it's someone who won't be here next season. He is on the right wing for now. He scored 17 in 17. So having 2 strikers scoring a goal a game, that's something pretty spectacular. I have got a second tactic being worked on as well, with the 2 up front, with 5 at the back, because no one can play wing back. But it just gives us an option to chuck both up there. Maybe if late on we're chasing a game and we just want to go through the middle. But for now, things are very, very good. We have got the 1 injury to Yacine Touré, which is causing a little bit of trouble to our first choice front 3. But it's still very good, so I have no complaints. If we have a look at the schedule for how we've been going since you were last here, it actually started with a bit of disappointment. After the Boreham Wood games we showed on camera, we drew 1-1 at home to Dover in the league. We conceded in the first minute. We equalised in the 3rd with Alfie Lloyd. But it wasn't enough for us to build on and get the positive result we wanted. We did bounce back against Slough though, a 2-0 win against them in the next game. DeRose and Etaluku with late first half goals. A 3-0 win at Hayes and Yeddin, 2 for Alfie Lloyd and 1 for Boyd Beecroft. All of those in the first 20 minutes weirdly. Then against Bath the week after, very early goals again. Ewan and Kroll as we came out the traps quick. A 1-1 draw at Chelmsford. Alfie Marriott with an own goal to equalise for us. Given the fact they were in that playoff mix last year, I don't think that's a bad result at all. A 6-0 win against relegation favourites Hendon. My word, they were bad. 2 for Finney, 1 for Touré, who got injured that game, and 3 a hat-trick for James Kroll, before he repeated his antics against St Albans with a winner with 15 minutes to go. I've still not really perfected the away tactic yet. Some games I'm starting cautious and then going positive. Some I'm starting positive and going cautious. but whatever I start with generally is not really working. So that's something we've got to build on. But Luther and Kroll got the goals there. We got battered in the FA Trophy. Alfie Lloyd scored one, but we had no impact on the game and didn't deserve a positive result. I did find it weird though that both centre-halves managed to get a 7.0 rating when we conceded 4. Something's not quite right on that front. But that leads us into December, a massive month. Our FA Trophy opponents later in the month, of course, are a side that absolutely battered us last week. Chippenham have got one of the best goal scorers in the league and have always been up in contention. So it is a tricky month. It's not too congested though, and that's something that has happened before. The 2 games in 3 days at the end of the month's an issue, but for now, the focus is on Hemel Hempstead Town. It's a big game, a side that were flying last year, still got a good goal difference, just not picking up enough results. The FA Cup's going on, we're not in it after our defeat to Boreham Wood, but we've got a real chance to stay at the top of the table and start to make this lead unassailable. 1,300 through the gate, that's good to see. The attendance is slightly increasing. Of course, still no Yacine Touré, but a few very good players out of the squad now. But rather than focusing on the 11 that haven't made it, let's look at the team that is going to play today. We've got Josh Keeley between the sticks, Anderson and Woodthorpe the fullbacks with Herbert and Beecroft as centre-half, DeRose, Ewan and Finney the midfield 3, Lloyd, Luther and Kroll the attacking 3. We've got the likes of Grego Cox, Etaluku, Balducci, Grant Bryan, all quality players on the bench. But which ones are going to be needed? Are we going to be able to succeed? We're going to start positive, we're going to try and play on the front foot, and hopefully, with fingers crossed, it will be enough. 2 changes made from Hemel Hempstead Town. I'm just seeing if there's anyone familiar from our save last year. I don't think there's any left now in the 5th season here. So it looks like a whole new team for them. Not unexpected at lower league level. Neil Baker in charge is a good manager at the level. And I want to see more today because last time out, we were absolutely shocking in the FA Trophy. So Boyd Beecroft, no need for you to be complacent, my son. He's not changed his mind though. Into the first half. Does look genuinely more full in the crowd, which is great to see. But that means nothing. If we don't get the result, there's a bad run round the corner and we could then be in a little bit of trouble. Let's go and get into kickoff. Fingers crossed we'll get another win. Well, as we approach half-time, I think the term not a classic would fit with this game pretty well. 1 shot on target each, no highlights. We're just growing into the game. But let's be fair, Hemel are a good side. They've drawn a lot of matches this year. And I think it shows in their performance. So they've kept possession well. They've not really offered much. I'm going to say we're disappointed. I'm going to try and get boys on side, but it doesn't look like we're doing so. After all my talking up of Kroll, he's having a poor game, but it has generally been the way with him. He scored a hat-trick, had a couple of really good games and then a couple of poor ones. So we have got the option to put Lloyd through the middle, bring on Grego Cox, etc. The rest of the team is doing all right, but without being spectacular in any area. So let's go and start the second half. Let's hope we can get on the front foot. Hendon winning 2-1 away from home, that's unlike them. At the moment, we're having the better of the match. We're starting to create more chances. Can we wear them down later on? That's the big question. As Woodthorpe picks the ball up to Finney. He goes wide to Luther on the left-hand side. We'll look at subs in a minute as Luther takes on his fullback and beats him. Gets towards the byline. Can he cross? There's 2 in the middle. Cuts back to Finney. Oh, off the post. We are really growing into this game now. Lots of chances in the second half. But can we get that goal? It's elusive at the moment. Let's have a look at subs. I'm going to bring Bryan on for Anderson. Bit more attacking as a fullback. I'm going to take Kroll off. Lloyd up front. Go to the tried and trusted. Grego Cox over on the right-hand side. Could have taken Luther to the right and put on Etaluku. But Luther's doing really well on that left wing. And then I'm going to take off either Ewing or Finney. I think it's going to be Charlie Finney, because at the end of the day, he's not the best of the two. We've got to keep our best players on. We've got to keep our game changers on. And Ollie Ewing, he's got a free kick in him as well. That could be crucial at this stage. Let's try and encourage the lads. 15 left. We've been the better side without really threatening. Can we find a goal? No clear-cut chances. I've come back for games against the good sides. I expect them to be tighter. But I don't really want to whimper to a 0-0. Balducci plays over to Lloyd. He's in one-on-one. Only needs one chance normally. But he's put it over the bar. You cannot miss ones like that. I am a bit worried that both strikers are starting to come into poorer form. And in a game where we probably should have nicked it later on against a very good side from last season. We've done okay. We've stayed unbeaten. And after the 4-1 defeat in the FA Trophy last week, it's probably a good thing to stop the rot there. So let's get through the dressing room. It was disappointing, but we did all right. And we'll be back in 3 days' time because first v second against Weston Super Mare is going to be a big one. But let's very quickly check if they're still second. They are not still second. Dover, who I said we were disappointed to drop points against, they are up to second place. And in fairness, the sides we have dropped points against this year, they are generally up in that top half, aren't they? So let's have a look at what their result was. Where are they here? They lost 5-0 at Hampton and Richmond. Javan Malcolm scoring a hat-trick there, our former star from Hemel in FM22. It's all coming full circle eventually. That is bizarre for a side that have been doing so well. We're not even doing exceptionally. We've got over 2 points a game, but not by a great deal. In normal circumstances, I would have expected someone to be near level with us. Well, the big attendance has just been explained. It was actually a fan day, that game against Hemel Hempstead Town. A 0-0 draw with not many shots on target and only one good chance. Don't think that's going to boost the crowd in the long run, is it? Back in a moment for Tuesday night, where hopefully we can turn draw into win. Let's get cracking. I'm back for kickoff just a couple of days later. Weston Super Mare on the back of a 5-0 defeat. Us on the back of a 4-1 FA Trophy defeat and a 0-0 draw, a bore fest in the last league game. Which one of us is going to suffer for it the most and which one of us is going to come out on top? Let's go and get through the tactical meeting. Let's see what's recommended for this one. Don't know if everyone's going to be fit either. That could be crucial. And look at the defence. Herbert is not. Beecroft will go over. Grant alongside him. Wadham up onto the bench. Looking in midfield, everything else looks all right. Just Alfie Lloyd that's struggling a bit. So I might take the gamble today. We're going to start with Grego Cox. Lloyd's on the bench if we need him, and if Kroll plays badly again, he's either going to be spectacular or he's going to be awful. Which one? I just don't know yet. This is the 11 then. The two changes are Grant and Grego Cox in. Lloyd drops to the bench. Herbert drops out completely. Wadham into the 16. How do you think we're going to get on? It's a big top of the table clash, and if we lose it, we could be just 5 points clear and the title race will be blown wide open again. And here we go, just one change for Weston Super Mare. Not bad after a 5-0 defeat. Is Sam Paul the player we had at Hemel last year as a right back? I can't remember if that was his name or not. I feel it might have been Chris Paul and I'm getting mixed up. Josh Staunton, I remember having at Halifax a few years back, but most of the team is relatively unfamiliar. So let's go and get through the dressing room. Let's go and tell the lads to impress us. We want a good display. No reaction at all. We feel like these lads are starting to turn here. We might have a little mid-season slump, but let's go and get into the first half. See how we get on. I'm going to start cautious because we're playing a top side. I don't want to get overrun. I don't want to go out the game quickly. If we need to later, we can be a bit more aggressive. As Paul plays long downfield. Beecroft's missed his header. Diop puts it through. Good interception from Anderson against his namesake. Falls for the new player coming in though. And Weston Super Mare thoroughly on top. Grant's lost another header. Anderson just wide. We really can't cope with their aerial threat. Beecroft's not the quickest, Grant isn't the strongest, and that combined really isn't helping us here, though Ewan's got a corner at the other end, and Boyd Beecroft, fair play to the lad, he has won the header that matters. 7 minutes gone, he's up at the back post, he's only there because Herbert's out the team, and he heads in for 1-0. Perfect start on the counter, a bit of a smash and grab, and now we can sit back and relax as it's a goal kick long downfield from Weston Super Mare, our host. Taylor Anderson heads away, but not really far enough. Malaban gets it on the right wing. The player who's come into this team and has looked a threat for them early doors. Finds Staunton. And he goes back, but they're not afraid to go back to the centre half and start again. Grant's header clear isn't great, neither's Beecroft, and it falls for Young on the left-hand side. Cuts in well, takes on his man, edge of the box and shoots. And it's a good save from Keeley up to his left. I'm not quite sure if it was going in. It's been credited as a shot on target though, and it was a really good save. He had to make sure. He did very well to hold on to it too. If we get the league table up, or we will do after this highlight, we can see how the others are getting on and what it looks like at the top. As Woodthorpe gets it on the left, I can see behind my head, Dover losing 1-0 at home to Worthing. That is definitely helpful as they're our closest contenders and Weston Super Mare aren't far behind, though Woodthorpe's played an awful pass. Anderson beats two, Grant tries to trip him, not successful. That was a crucial slide from the holding midfielder. DeRose did enough, it goes out for a goal kick. Let's get the league table up. Who were the team in third? It was Weymouth. They're 1-0 up. Chippenham struggling. Havant and Waterlooville. Where are they? I can't see them playing, to be fair. But lots of strange results. There seems to be one every week. As Clark's got a free kick on the right. We're starting to come under pressure now. Beecroft heads away. Grego Cox, not sure what he's doing there. Paul picks it up on the left-hand side. Back to Lawler, the centre half. They've got everyone in our half bar the keeper. And Young's got it on the left wing yet again. Beats his man with ease. It's brilliant play. Gets to the byline. Back to Wakelin. Two inside of him. It's a much more eventful game than the Hemel one, isn't it? Certainly more going on away from home here as Keeley tips it onto the post. I thought he'd somehow dropped it into his net. Woodthorpe nearly caught on the rebound. It's a cracking game of football. It's 1-0. We've nicked it from a set piece, but we could very easily lose this in the second half. They've had chances. They've had momentum. You can see from that graphic there, they're growing into it. But at half time, everything has basically been level, with the exception of we've taken a chance from a corner kick. So into the second half we go. We'll try and hold out for a little bit longer, and then we might have to make subs because Beecroft's knackered, a few others struggling to play well, but another set piece here would be lovely. It's on the left wing with Ollie Ewan. Still got great delivery. Into the back post. Up goes a couple of players. The keeper's missed it, and Grant's header hits the bar. I was so sure it was in. It was a brilliant effort. The keeper was in no man's land, but now they're on the counter with Diop. Switches from the right-hand side to Young. No one closing him down. Anderson gets out eventually. Crosses and blocks, but Beecroft clears it, and Kroll can hold the ball up. An hour gone is a great game. It's everything that the other match wasn't. But at the moment, at 1-0, I'd kind of like it to go a little bit quieter, if I'm being honest. We've got Beecroft knackered at the back. I've got no natural centre-halves for him. So for now, I think it's going to have to be... I'm not going to make a change. I'm not going to force it too early. Let's just wait another 5 or 10 minutes. We're doing okay. We don't need to push it. We get to the last 20, then we can. Because these lads are looking tired. Their lads are looking it too. So let's start to think about it now. We've got Grego Cox on a yellow card. I'm going to bring on Alfie Lloyd for him. We've also got knackered defenders and strugglers in midfield. DeRose and Finney have both been average, so on comes Jack Wadham. Bit of experience there in the anchor role. With 15 to go, it's a free kick for the host, and it's unmarked at the back post for Wakelin. Across the box to Miles. That is awful, tired, lazy defending. And unfortunately, it's been coming. 3 of the back 4 knackered. A few of the midfielders struggling too. And there's no fresh legs. It showed there. We could not mark them out the game. And now we've got to look at what we can do to respond. Anderson struggling at right back. It will be the experienced Richard Bryan. With 10 to go. At this point, a draw's a good result. Let's go and encourage the lads. They're doing okay. And a draw from these 2 games, I'd be very happy with, particularly given some of the other results. We've got 2 minutes plus stoppages to hang on as Young flies down the left. Ball in is headed away from a very tired Grant, and Finney can start the counter. He's got Luther down the line. He's got Kroll long. Kroll beats his defender. Had a poor game, but one moment of magic settles it. That's why he's in a team. That's why Alfie Lloyd plays most weeks as well, because they only need one moment. He's offered nothing for 88. He could have been taken off on another day, but he beats the defender to one pass. He slots it home coolly, and we're going to get 3 points. This is how we're winning the title at the moment. As Woodthorpe on the left, ball into the box is cleared. There's 40 seconds of stoppage time to go. Ewing gets it from Bryan. Down the right he goes. Bryan is still in support. Tries to go a low note to the byline, crosses in, Luther's up, header straight at the keeper. Could have done with a stain at the corner flag there. We've got the time wasting on now. We're waiting to see if we can grab all 3 points. Though that's a mistake at the back from Woodthorpe. Joseph's in one-on-one, shots at Keeley, and he's been reliable. A very good save at an important moment. And it looks like the result is going to be wrapped up. James Kroll, one moment of magic. I told you at the start in this intro, he is the signing that has made the difference. An extra match winner, an extra reliable goal threat. And yes, there was the rare occasion against Hemel where Alfie Lloyd missed one late on. But generally, the 2 boys are unstoppable. Kroll scores the winner in an otherwise poor display. It was a very good game of football, and crucially, we're out on top. Let's see what that's done to the table, and have a look at when we're next going to be back. Well, through another match day, we've snuck a result, and look at the position we're in. 10 points clear after Dover dropped points, Havant and Waterlooville didn't play, and of course Chippenham have still got the threat of Darcy Moffat, who is still going at this year over a goal a game. One of the best players I've ever seen at that level, and he's come from Luton Town as well, something that makes it extra frustrating. But for us, we've got a 10-point lead. We cannot blow this. We've had 4 years of real pain in this save, 2.5 at Airbus. Last season was average here, but started poorly, and that awful stint at Peterborough Sports. This is our chance to really get this career on the road. We've had the tough times. We've seen it out. We've squeaked to survival where we've needed to at other clubs. And now we've got our reward. The director of football has given us the tools. we have now got to deliver in what is a pretty average league, if we're being honest. So if you're looking forward to seeing if we can, and you did enjoy this episode, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Let me know in the comments if you think we will win the title, because I'm starting to feel pretty confident. I'm planning to leave it a little while before we next come back. We face both Weymouth and Havant and Waterlooville in February, and with no cup games on the horizon, I think that's the sort of time we're going to return. So if you want to stay up to date and see how we get on, subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Daily videos from 2 long-term stories. We had the start of another big season in our Lifting Spirits Builder Nation yesterday. I'll put that one up in the eye above with all the other links, and the Twitch channel as well. And I'll see you here in 2 days' time for more big top of the table clashes.